friends! A while back I made a style evolution video and I showed you all of my fashions throughout the years, and then I promised at the end of it that I would make a Lolita version really soon. It's been a long time. Thing is, it was really easy to kind of categorize my fashions over my life in like bigger categories, but Lolita is such a short period of my life with so many outfits. Also, YouTube has made it very difficult to make Lolita content, which I've written about on Facebook if you're curious. But today, this video is brought to you by Amino, who sponsored me, so you can thank them for making me finally get around to making this video. I've talked about Amino in other videos, but in case you aren't aware, it is the best place to find people who share your interests and communities. There are several very active Lolita communities on Amino, which I am also a part of, and I post regularly there. Not only can you find other Lolitas online, but there are chat rooms in the Lolita Amino for a lot of different locations, and you can find an area near you to find your local community. I'm almost certain you can find one near you, but if there isn't, you can always start your own chat, and then people can help find you. These chats cover a wide range of topics outside of meetups too. There's lots of advice, shopping, inspiration, support, and more. It would be great to do some sort of like Lolita mentoring. You could like build coordinates on there and like chat with other Lolitas. And you can also create your own custom avatar. Amino's new avatar chat allows you to create a cartoon version of yourself and make different expressions with. You can also control non-humanoid avatars like this little frog buddy, creating fun new elements for chats. Thank you so much, Amino, for sponsoring this video, making sure that it happens, and for continuing to support the Lolita community. Now, let's get into this. Initially, for a while, on many different platforms, I said that this was my first Lolita coordinate. And that's not entirely true. There was a little bit of controversy over this because I had said that I had been a Lolita since 2006 because that's initially when I discovered it, but then I didn't become part of the community until 2010, and I didn't truly wear it before 2010. And people were like, oh, well, you can't be a Lolita if you were just a fan of it, or if you didn't wear it, and blah, blah, blah. Things were so different in 2006. Lolita was nowhere near accessible then the way it is now. So when I was a teenager, my friend Kim introduced me to Lolita, and she started wearing it and kind of hand making things, and also I think buying stuff from Bodyline. She's really the one who taught me everything about it. And then when I got into full swing of wearing it, she quit, which is sad, but she does really cool cosplays and stuff, so it just wasn't her thing. When I became a full-fledged kind of Lolita and joined the community, I decided that everything else I had worn before that I thought was Lolita wasn't actually Lolita, and that it didn't count. But if I think about it now, it was actually more like my Ida phase. People were like, oh, you never had an Ida phase? No, I just didn't really share it. Because I just didn't consider that Lolita, but at the time I thought it was Lolita, so I guess, yeah, it's... Anyways. So I'm about to show you a few photos that not many people have seen, or that are buried on LiveJournal, so if you've been following me since those days, maybe you'll remember. This was what I thought my first Lolita coordinate was. So this is a square dancing dress off of eBay that was listed as Lolita, and even nowadays if you search Lolita on eBay, you're bound to find some like good Taobao stuff or secondhand things. But yeah, back in 2006, this is what you got. And this dress isn't all too bad, honestly. I've worn it in different ways since. I've coordinated it more steampunk. That petticoat was definitely all kinds of wrong. It just went like out, like horizontal, and it like stuck out the bottom. And of course, you've gotta love the scene hair. Scene hair with Lolita. Somehow I obtained this Bodyline skirt and corset. I think I bought it on EGL.com sales. And I remember posting this on daily Lolita LiveJournal and being so proud of it and being like, oh yeah, look at my Lolita cord. And everybody was not mean. They were giving me honest, constructive criticism about how, you know, I'm literally wearing a Leg Avenue hat.
Go back to Party City where you belong.
and it doesn't really go with Lolita. It's more of like a burlesque hat. And then this shirt is like too low cut and the textures are just all weird. I got so mad that people were like judging me, but they were trying to honestly help. I'm just, this photo is so, what's with my face and like, ugh. This dress is, I think, a Taobao dress. I remember I bought it off of someone in EGL sales in Thailand, I believe. I bought two dresses from them, this one and then this one too. And I don't know where they came from. I kind of wish I had them now because they look kind of cheap, but I think that I could coordinate them really cool now, but at the time I didn't have anything really. And I think that this was an Ariel wig. Oh, and I never wore these outside of the house either. It's really pretty and I'm wearing like an ugly bent out of shape hat in my bathroom. I went to some convention and I bought this Lolita dress, which is technically a costume Lolita dress. It was in a plastic bag that was a square, but like of those dresses, this one's not that bad. This is a great dress, but I was scammed. I bought this dress off of somebody at Anime Expo for $98. And it was worth probably $30, $35, $40. There's definitely a booth that circles California conventions, and I don't know if there's other booths in other states and other parts of the world that do this too, but they sell Bodyline stuff and Taobao stuff as if it was brand. I think that they took the labels out of it too. Like if you don't recognize the pieces, then yeah, you'll get scammed, and it's really sucky, and it's made me kind of angry towards this print because I'm like, oh, I could have got it for so much cheaper. I was wearing this at there was a little pop-up shop in Orange County for Lolita that was run by actual Lolitas, and then I bought from this stand, I bought this dress, which was my first brand piece. It's from Baby the Stars Shine Bright, and I really wish I still had this dress because I think that I could coordinate it a lot of different ways, and it's like not only Lolita, but it can kind of be just like a nice fancy dress too. This was the first time I wore Lolita out every day over the span of a vacation. Before, I had only worn it in my house to take pictures for like Lookbook and Blogspot and LiveJournal. I did wear that dress to go to that antique mall, and that was it. Other than that, I'd never worn Lolita out in public, and so I figured I was going to Hawaii with my family, and I was like, I'm not gonna know anyone. You know, I'm gonna be gone in a week. Why don't I just try to wear this crazy fashion like every day of the trip? And it was such a good experience and so much fun because I didn't have the stress of like running into people I knew, and I could just really express myself and be like separated from my life, and it made me feel really comfortable in the fashion and have a lot of fun. And then I was able to kind of bring that back home with me and have the confidence to do it. So this is a Milky Planet replica. I bought it on eBay, and it was actually a great replica, except the lace at the bottom of this dress was not cut out properly. It was kind of like a straight line. This was taken right after the first Lolita meetup I ever went to, and I was sort of discouraged at the time because I went to my very, very local Lolita community, and everybody was much older than I was, and they were definitely at different parts of their life. Like, I didn't have a lot to really relate to them, and they were all gothic. They were all gothic and classic, and I showed up and I was like the only one in Sweet Lolita. And a friend of mine from high school, she also came with me, but she was only really briefly into Lolita, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna find anybody who shares, you know, my style that I can be cute with. And yeah, that totally changed. I kept reaching out and I kept looking for other communities and like wider communities. So even if you go to a meetup and you get discouraged and you don't feel like you connect with anybody, like, keep trying. This was my first Angelic Pretty dress, I think, Holy Night Story. This is such a beautiful dress and such a weird coordinate. I had like a bow that was from a Christmas tree decoration because I didn't have any headpiece for it. It was a one piece, but the sleeves were those like mini sleeves. My arms ate them, they like went up, so I felt like it was weird to have bare arms. And then I wore like these gloves, which is a cool look. I've seen other people do it, but I feel like there's not enough black in this coordinate. It just somehow doesn't work out. Then I'm wearing jellies with tights. This, I believe, was my first Los Angeles meetup. This coordinate's really cute and casual. This skirt I bought on Etsy from somebody, I don't remember who. And when I was in San Francisco, I went to the Angelic Pretty store, which was incredible. And I bought this dress. This coordinate was really cute, but these photos, unfortunately, are really... there's like a weird flash on them. That wig didn't look that bad in person. This was my first Toronto meetup, and I got to meet Cadney. We had become friends on Tumblr. It was a really cool meetup and experience because I used to visit Toronto to see my family, my extended family, and to just like hang out in the city because I really love the city. But this coordinate, oh. So, alright, at that Los Angeles meetup that I showed previously, there was a swap meet. A girl started to pull out a dress and I said, wait, is that Twinkle Mermaid? One of the first Lolita pieces that I fell in love with was Twinkle Mermaid. She said, why, yes it is. And I said, is it the blue, pink, and white colorway? And she says, yes it is. And I was like, I will buy that from you immediately. And she says, okay, $400. And I was like, yes, I don't have $400, but I will payment plan you for it like I want it. I'll give you like $100 here. And then she puts it away. I never fully saw the dress. I feel kind of weird about it after I leave. I'm like, you know, I didn't really see it. I'm not sure like if there's any damage to it or if it was even that dress. So I sent her a picture of Twinkle Mermaid in the blue, pink, and white colorway, and I was like, this is the dress that I'm buying from you, right? Like, this is it. And she said, yes, absolutely. And I messaged her, I don't remember what platform, but it was like I couldn't find it later. Over the course of a few months, I paid what I could to pay off $400. And then she sends it out to me, and I get this Aqua Princess. An Aqua Princess is like a fine print. It's really cute, but it's not worth $400. At least it wasn't at the time. And when you're really looking forward to one thing and then you get another, like, I was livid. And of course I had no way to trace it. There was no like sales post, there was no evidence, anything. I had lost those messages. Please learn from my mistakes. If you're at a swap meet, really look over what you're buying, do your research, double check everything. Don't just trust people immediately. Decided to wear this dress at least once so that I had wear out of it. So I wore it to Toronto, and this blouse that I wore it with, like the buttons on the sleeves had come apart and my sleeves were just like open, and I didn't have a headpiece for it, so I wore this like bow just placed on my wig, and my wig was bad, and then I sold that dress immediately for like $200. Yeah. During this trip, I met my best friend Chris, and I also wore this really cute Metamorphose coordinate, which was kind of on the casual side, but I still really like it. So this was also the time that I started making Shit Lolita Say, because Cadney was actually the one who came up with the idea for it. And if you look at the Shit Lolita Say videos, I did not plan out those coordinates at all. I just threw them together, so they're very interesting to look at because they're kind of a mess. And like some pieces I didn't even wear full coordinates, I just wore something that would like look like I was wearing Lolita. Okay. Okay, where do I start with this one? I love Decoration Dream. It's like one of my favorite prints. I've owned it in blue, I've owned it in yellow, I really want to own it in pink now. I was asked to model for a Tune in Tokyo event, and I don't like modeling. I don't like walking on runways. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it. And I was so nervous because I didn't feel like I had a full coordinate. Like, I didn't own wrist cuffs at the time. So I took like lace and edging and I hot glue gunned it into these really thick wrist cuffs. Oh my gosh, they didn't have any kind of give. They were just like on my wrist and they're really hard. This is a much better coordinate with that dress. I just went to Vegas with my family and decided to wear Lolita, and it was so hot. It was like 100 something degrees, and I bought wrist cuffs. This was a Shiro coordinate that I did for Anime Expo 2012, I believe. Chris did an all black Kuro coordinate and everybody thought that we were getting married. I really love this coordinate. This was the first cord that I was like really proud of and that I really loved. I think I wore it to WonderCon Con or Kamikaze or some convention. I made my jewelry, I made a necklace, I made a ring, I made the Rilakkuma head bow. There was no waist at all, it was just like a wide open dress. So I added this belt to it to give it a waist. I really wish that that dress had a different cut because it was so nice. And then this was PMX. I really love this coordinate too. I think around this time I was really starting to like figure out my personal style. This was my first Taobao set, and it was I think one of the first times I wore a bonnet, and it was really cute, but I definitely got a lot of comments about being Little Bo Peep. Oh, I still love this coordinate, and I love this dress. This is the yellow decoration dream, and the back of it has a bustle, and it's so good. And those Sweetie Cakes tights, oh, I wore those Sweetie Cakes tights until they were just like completely worn out, and I tried to look for them the other day, like to see if they were still selling them. Can't find them anywhere, but I also made a video during this time about those tights because I love them so much. Things kind of get crazy from here. This is when I started wearing Lolita every weekend pretty much, and then a lot of times during the week as well. This was for the opening of Fairy Tale Boutique, and it was such a lovely event. I was wearing my dress that I had gotten at AP San Francisco. I forget the name of this. It's like cards playing Trump something, I don't know. And then this was for the filming of Sugar Coated, and at this time it was really popular to wear flower crowns, and now I'm so sick of flower crowns. I wore so many and I made so many during this time. Eternal Rose Bouquet was my dream print for a while, and once I got it I just wore the heck out of it. I wore it to everything. And I wore it all the ways I could. It was very difficult to coordinate because it was all connected. It was all one piece. So there wasn't a lot of ways to kind of change it up. So I eventually did sell it, but I do feel like I got the full experience out of owning it. This was for the, oh god. This was for the Valentine's Day meet in San Diego. And I was trying so hard to coordinate Eternal Rose Bouquet in different ways. I was just like running out of ideas and I had no idea what to do, so I don't know what I did with this one. I am not a fan of this coordinate. Like the bows on my head were waist bows from other dresses and they weren't shaped very nicely, and I don't know what I was doing. And then I stuck like, I had gremlins on me. Sometimes you experiment with coordinates and you look back and you're like, wow, that's amazing, I'm gonna keep doing that, or I'm gonna do something else similar to that. And then sometimes you look back and you're like, I'm not gonna do those things. I've learned from this. And this is one of those coordinates. I wore this coordinate to Anime Expo 2013, I think, and I still really love this coordinate. A lot of people complain about horizontal striped tights, but I love them. I love them so much to this day. I did like a Nurse Joy inspired hairstyle, and I felt like it was kind of a casual, sort of edgy Lolita look. Oh. And then Fantasy Theater. Oh, I love this print and this coordinate. I'm so proud of it. It was like one of my first circusy coordinates, and I really love it. I sold this dress because it again was a one piece and I had a lot of trouble coordinating it. I found that I have a lot more options with JSKs. And this is what I wore to go to Mexico for the second time. I don't know where my picture is from the first time I went to Mexico, but I will put that here. I somehow skipped over that. Over the years, many people have asked me about this crown and how I made it. It's a cake topper and it's literally made of metal. It's a metal cake topper. It probably weighed like 3 or 4 pounds, and I just used very heavy-duty glue to glue it to a headband, and then I took ribbon and like tied it all around inside of it, and then I would shove the headband into my wig netting, but it was so heavy and it would just like give me headaches and neck pains, but it was so cute and I loved it. And then people were like, how did you make this? I want to do it too. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'd recommend that you do this. Like, I don't want you to be in pain. Now, this is a PMX and I love this whole look a lot. I love that I use scaleras and stuff, and it was spooky but gothic and classic. And at this point, I had been going through waves of wanting to be very, very sweet Lolita, and then no, you know what, I'm gonna go be classic now. I'm gonna go be gothic now. And this was a turning point of like, well, I did the whole OTT Suite thing, now gothic. And this was when I first met my friend Katie, and again, I think the two of us too, we were both kind of going through this like, we're gonna be more classic and more gothic, and we're not gonna wear pastels, and like now, fast forward, we're wearing whatever we want and lots of pastels. And then we filmed Weird Threads, which I am also still really proud of. It was very educational, I still really recommend it. The one thing is I hate the wig that I wore for it. It like was really thin and it was like weird right here. There's parts in the episode where I'm just like, oh, the wig, why the wig? And then also because of Weird Threads, I was in Gothic Lolita Bible, which was super cool. Cream Cookie Collection was also a dress that I went crazy for. I did not give up, I just kept constantly looking for it and getting everybody involved with trying to help me find it. And then I eventually did, and I loved the heck out of that dress, but I wore it so often and I wore it every way I could. And this was when I went to Texas for the first time and went to South by Southwest, which was an incredible experience, where I met two of my now closest friends, Colin and Stevie, and they also made me over into Visual Kei. And then again, I went back into like an I'm gothic phase, I'm gonna wear more gothic. And I really do love this coordinate, but that wig is so bad. If I had a different wig or just my hair out, this coordinate would have been so much better. Aw, kitty. I think this was the closure of Fairy Tale Boutique, or it was one of the last events held there. And I guess you can't see it really in this video, but I spent so much time there. You can see I've made a bunch of videos that were filmed there and taken a ton of photos there. I miss it so much. It was such a cool experience, such a cool shop. And then at this point, I think I was like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna go full-fledged back into sweet stuff because I just can't stop. And then I finally got Twinkle Mermaid. Finally, after so many years, I finally got Twinkle Mermaid. I was so happy. And then this was the first time I really wore my natural hair with Lolita. I was always so insecure about my hair not being big enough for Lolita, or not being right. Okay, a few years ago, I was really inspired to start mixing different makeup styles into Lolita after I did a shoot for Gothic Lolita Wigs, where they did very much like a drag kind of style of makeup on me in Lolita. They paired things together that I hadn't thought to do originally, and I was super inspired and I loved it. And they made a joke that I wouldn't get the pictures for like 9 months or something, and it's been a few years and I still haven't gotten those pictures, and I'm kind of frustrated about it. Right after we did this shoot, Gothic Lolita Wigs had like a big controversy that had happened previous to my shoot with them, and it was in no way related to my shoot, but they had issues, and because I was posting like when all of this stuff came to light, they kind of freaked out, and like Lolita community really went against them, and I was like, I'm not really certain where I stand with this company, I don't know. I had an amazing experience on my photo shoot with them, and I took photos with like my close friends, and I just want those photos so that I can have them of like me and my friends, you know? Rather than trying to figure out where I fit, like what is my style, I've just been kind of open to experimenting with whatever, and I have spent a lot of time trying to find and collect dresses and pieces that I really, really want, and I'm very happy right now with the pieces that I have. They're things that I hunted for many years, and the collection that I have is really dear and special to me. I've been combining different elements of things that I like in my life into Lolita, like I did a Menhera coordinate recently-ish, kind of. And I've been kind of trying things more Larm, and I've really, really been digging these rainbow wigs and just going all for it. I don't really care about trying to categorize myself into what kind of Lolita I am. I just want to wear what I like and how I feel. In the future, I definitely want to do more circus looks. I want to just go bigger and bolder, and I've also kind of caved into the fact that I do have a bit of a bear theme going on in my wardrobe, and I've just gone full-fledged into that and been doing more and more bear themed coordinates, which is really fun. I definitely don't wear a Lolita as often as I used to, but I think that it's because I've been really confident in my fashion outside of Lolita, and I've been really wanting to try different things, so it's kind of been put on the back burner, but I still do wear it a lot for conventions and events and just for videos for fun. I'm really grateful to all of the things that the Lolita community has brought into my life, all of the people that I've met because of it. It has had such a positive impact on my life, and I don't know what to say. I'm just so happy and so thankful. I'm really glad that I stuck with it and really invested in it because I love it so much. If you are a Lolita and you want to share your evolution, I would love to see it. If you don't want to make a video, that's fine. You can post in the Amino app, which after this video is live, I'm gonna also do a little photo post of my evolution so you can look at it further if you like, and I would love to see yours. And if you are new to Lolita and want to get involved, you can always go to those chat rooms and find your community. Thank you so much again, Amino, for sponsoring me. I hope that I can find more sponsors so that I can keep making more Lolita specific content, because I really want to. If you want to help contribute to that, please check out, I'll have some more info in the description below. And of course, stay lovely!